All right, Panther Lair, we are continuing our series here on what Grant Basile did against the Pittsburgh Panthers this past Saturday. We've talked about his ability to actually shoot the ball from the outside. We've talked about what his shooting gravity did to the Pitt defense. So now let's talk a little bit about what his off-ball movement did that directly related to points. So this is something that Virginia Tech ran against Pitt 2 times. Both times ended up an easy dunk or layup at the rim here for Basile. So this is going to be a rip screen that they're going to set for him, and it's going to free him on just like an empty corner side that he's just going to go right into the front of the rim. So let's play these out. So this is kind of set up here on the strong side. It's going to be a handoff here to Basile, again involving him, a lot of eyes on him. And so as he goes to pass this ball to Mutz, and it looks like this is going to swing to now what is going to become the strong side. What happens here is Couture, who is a very good shooter, I think second in the ACC in terms of percentage, it looks like he is going to get a screen down. So he's going to sprint up here for a potential open three. So what happens is that Cummings' man, Petula, is just going to completely clear out. So they're going to feint that. And instead of sprinting out here for a three, Couture is going to set this rip screen on Federico, and Basile is just going to cut into space because this is going to be vacated by Petula, and he's just going to get a layup here at the rim. Now, the keys here are what you could do is you can kind of communicate this and potentially bump this down. So what could happen is that Federico would stay with Couture, not ideal necessarily, and Burton could pick up at least the fact that there's going to be nobody behind him to defend this. So as this plays out, you'll see Burton kind of communicates that he thinks there's going to be somebody here. Maybe he's motioning to Cummings like, hey, this is happening, but he has to stay with Couture because Couture is such a good shooter. Federico trailing big time now, and this ends up being an easy layup. Now, they ran this again in the second half, pretty much almost like 20 minutes apart, and we'll see the same thing, right? So there's going to be a pass to Mutz. He's going to swing this over to the wing, and again, this is something you think they would have seen again, but again, the rip screen by Couture, clear out, and another dunk. So again, Basile had a lot of influence in this game, and I think that Pitt just really couldn't account for his versatility. I said it in the pregame predictions that I thought that Mutz and Basile were going to have very good games. They did. I didn't think Pitt could deal with how versatile they were from a defensive standpoint, and this is just all kinds of problems that he gave them. So you can kind of see maybe the adjustments Pitt will hopefully make to this, but Virginia Tech just ran a lot of good things. They really knew how to use the gravity that he creates. They were a good passing team, very unselfish, and I think this is the result.